We're good. We're good. Thanks for coming in today.
Are you starting?
Yeah. Welcome.
What do you mean welcome?
Well, I'm welcoming you because you weren't planning to come in today. That's how committed we are.
Well, today was supposed to be a quote-unquote work-from-home day, but then I realized I really want to get caught up on this course that we're doing, and I was actually going to go to the new library, which is just down the street. I love that place. It's really relaxing. They have the quiet rooms there. I got a lot done when I go there.
I'll have to check it out. I haven't been to that facility yet.
Sherwood.
There's a lot of talk there, though, a lot of controversy about the new, I can't remember what they call them, like communal change rooms.
Yes, the shared
change room. So it's a big room with windows overlooking the pool area.
Maybe they were worried about naming it a his and hers change room.
I think so.
Going back to our closet conversation from last time.
But I don't understand the problem with it because they have individual stalls. So you go into the stalls to get changed and the communal area isn't for changing.
Are the stalls from floor to ceiling?
Well, that I don't know. If it's like a bathroom stall, I don't think it's appropriate. I think it should be an enclosed room, which I suspect it is.
You got little kids peeking underneath
or perverts.
Yeah.
Yeah, like people walking around with mirrors and shit on their shoe or something.
Yeah, that's a good point.
People do that.
Cameras can sneak into anything now, right?
So, or you get a little drone.
You got a camera.
You don't even have to go in the building.
Camera installed in like the heel of your boot, and all of a sudden you're just standing in front of the stall.
Yeah,
freaking people out now, huh?
Yeah. Well, a lot of the people complaining are saying, well, joking about old men in the communal area, just saying, well, fuck it, I don't want to wait for a stall, so they get naked and walk around with their balls hanging out in this communal area.
Right.
The comments are quite funny. You should go check it out.
Do old men typically do those kind of things?
I think so. Maybe some. They don't care.
They don't care who sees their balls.
They don't care.
Right.
At that age, why do you care?
Right.
What's going to happen?
What are you looking at, little girl?
That's right. That's gross. Anyways, welcome. This is episode 56
Great way to start episode
KT Confidential.
Talking about old men's balls.
Yes.
Welcome.
Ariel's looking very festive today in his red little
was this an
half-zip
ethical conversation
sweater
that we just had?
I think it would pass. It would qualify. We'll have to ask our teacher.
Right.
Did you have anything you want to talk about today?
Yeah, I'm just gonna throw it at you. I'm keeping you in the blind.
Go. I have some stuff too. Go.
A lot of discussion.
You pressed record on the cameras, I assume, right?
You'll find out when we go to edit it.
Okay.
A lot of discussion right now, especially in the United States, about how real estate is being sold and that the future of real estate and certain companies now, predominantly in the U.S., are focusing on online purchasing. So basically you can go onto their website and we've talked about this idea many years ago, actually, about having that feature available to our potential clients or on our listings, the buy it now kind of feature, right? So there are very big companies with a lot of money backing them that are trying these options. How do you feel about that? And do you think it's ever going to make its way into the Canadian market?
So,
how would the general public
for a new construction home? I can see it.
Yeah,
100%. I don't know why they're not doing it now. Like Mattamy, especially the biggest culprit, makes people line up for days on end,
right,
through rain and cold or sweltering heat in the summer, and then they make people line up, and it's so chaotic. It's better than it used to be, but it's left to the public to organize it.
Also creates a buzz, though.
It does. But why not just have some big release online? Click a button, buy it now. They would save so much money.
The Tesla model almost, right?
Exactly. They'd save a shit ton of money. And it would be easy to organize. People could easily register. So I bought a pair of shoes that way. There was a release for Gary V's new shoes. I think it was his second pair of shoes he released. And you go to this website, you register. It tells you where you are in line. And then you can watch it as it leads up to the release time as people drop off because they're sick of waiting.
Yep.
And then you get your opportunity to buy.
So would this be applicable, though? What's your thoughts on it for resale? Because we don't do
resales,
we do participate and cooperate with new home builders in that if they are willing to participate and cooperate with us, we sometimes bring buyers to their showrooms and help facilitate the purchase of a new home. So that does happen with us as well. But actually, that's another point. It would make that facilitation much easier as well. But on a resale home, the process is a lot different.
Yeah. I mean, even on a new home, for certain people, there's certain aspects of it that they want to go and see things. Although with new homes, there's not a whole lot to see. But with resale, it's like there's so much to see. Now, there may be some people, if it's a hectic market and very competitive, some may just buy it online if that was an option and then deal with the conditions after, perhaps. But most people want to go into the house. Like, they're spending...
Okay, so let's assume they do go into the house and they like it.
Okay.
They go onto the website, click buy now, done.
Yeah, I mean, that's why not?
Well, here's why not. We just listed for...
Well, that was one of the things I wanted to talk about.
Well, I didn't know that.
Well,
we got 7,000 for it.
Well, let's talk about that after. We'll go into the details because you did a really good job with that, and I want people to know about that.
Well, that's part of the reason I think you shouldn't have that buy now option, because if you hire the right representation,
well, that's the premise.
You are counter. You're against everything that resale real estate is all about, basically, right?
Yeah.
A seller might be happy, like maybe my clients would have been happy with, and I don't know, but my job and their wishes are to get as much money as possible for that property, right?
Yeah. What do you mean?
Oh, sorry.
You're pulling an Adrian.
Yeah, pulling an Adrian, getting the first numbers wrong.
Yeah, so our job is to get...
They wouldn't have been happy with...
No,
I
definitely
can assure
not.
you of that.
Our job is to build a buzz around the property, get people excited, get as many people through the house, and
have people fall in love.
And that's one of the challenges you have with anything online, is you're very disconnected. Now, you could do a good job with photos and video. It's not quite the same as not the same experience as when they actually go to the house and walk through it.
Right.
And it's a big decision. So the process will be streamlined somehow.
We got to figure out how.
Yes. But people will still want to go see the house.
I agree. I think also what will happen, so there will have to be some kind of a conditional clause, whatever that is, even if there are quote unquote no conditions, there will have to be a conditional clause because it's an online purchase. I can't see it being totally unconditional on anything. And statistics show you in retail, the rate of returns for products that were purchased online are much greater than the rate of return on product that was purchased in store.
Because of the overhead? Or is that what you're talking about?
No, just the likeliness that somebody that buys something online, they're more likely to return it.
Oh, sorry, I didn't understand what you're saying. Yeah, well, I know people that will buy 4 pairs of shoes because they don't know which one will fit.
Right.
So how much profit are they making after they send 3 back?
Yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah. Anyway, so I see it coming somehow.
Well, there's different things that should be done. One, I think the way offers are submitted, we need to change that. I think all offers on a property need to be submitted through an online portal of some sort.
I agree.
Because then you can actually track legit offers. You have to submit all your documents, upload them online, set the
time and date stamped in a portal of some kind.
Yeah, and that'll get rid of all this bullshit of people making up, the uncertainty of whether or not there is another offer that exists.
Who mandates that portal? Is it the
broker?
I would think almost as high as the Canadian Real Estate Association.
Do you know how long it will take to get that? I mean, I think that would be a great idea. But in the meantime, because that will take forever, I think brokerages should do that. I think, let's say we had our own brokerage. You'd have to go to our website, click on the listing, click submit offer, and walks you through the whole process. So that would be the real estate agents doing that.
Then the legal side of things, who else has access? If that's your back end system, if you're KT
Just
Realty
the realtor.
and,
Just that realtor. That should be, and that should be the only person that has access to the offers.
Yeah. Well, in some capacity, the current process with submitting the offer summary document, the Form 801.
Mm-hmm. Or that could be, maybe that's all you need to submit.
Yeah.
That works too.
I don't know. Something needs to be done for sure. But what topics do you want to chat about today?
Well, I thought we talked about...
You're not looking very festive, by the way. I wore my nice red sweater for the holidays, and
I didn't know it was a thing.
Well, it wasn't. I was just hoping.
Well, don't give me a hard time. I wrote down how that transaction transpired, because you did a fantastic job. The end result was phenomenal.
Thanks. You usually don't give me credit for anything.
You usually don't deserve it, but when you do, I will let you know.
Dick.
And then yesterday, just to top it off, I saw this email from another local realtor who sends out a newsletter, and he selected that particular listing as saying he was surprised at the results.
Yeah. So here's the thing. And I mentioned this in my training session with the rest of the team. You have to know, when you're listing a property, you have to know the market intimately that you're selling into and the buyer demographics that you are selling to. If you know it, you will prosper.
Yes.
So I knew in that neighborhood, it's in our neighborhood, it's a desired area. Right now, I think it's probably one of the hot spots in Milton, because you've got the newer homes with the newer designs. The homes are new enough that they're kind of broken in, but not broken.
Yeah.
It's super convenient because it's kind of central now in Milton. You can walk to a lot of things. You've got great parks, good schools, good plazas, all that. So I knew that, and it's the only house of its kind at that time when we listed it on the market. It had the finished basement. You see, we know from our experience, especially in this market, we know what buyers are looking for, right? And most buyers want that clean home, move-in
That's
ready.
huge. Even if it's an old home?
They want it well maintained.
Even if it's an old home that doesn't have a lot of upgrades. That's funny. The cleanliness of it is really important. You can have a not so upgraded home that shows way
it'll
better.
sell well, but
yeah.
we killed it with this sale.
Well, let's go back to the beginning of the process, though.
Yeah.
So these particular clients, who happen to be repeat clients, they do absolutely everything we ask of them. Right?
Yeah, to the point where they were saying, we don't know why we have to do this, or we don't think we need to do this to sell, but they did it. They took our advice.
Right.
They did it. They changed the light fixtures. They removed some furniture. They painted certain areas that we needed painted. They cleaned it from top to bottom. They cleaned the inside of the fridge. They moved stuff out. They packed stuff away. They did quite a bit of work. They had the time there because we got that process started early, but they dug in a little bit and they did the work. And you know what? Then we come in and we do our job, and it was staged beautifully, not over the top, but just enough to get somebody to walk in and envision themselves living in there. It was decorated to a point where it's modern but comfortable living. So when you get that and you get the clean home, and I got to give a shout out to Sparkling Green, one of the cleaning companies that we use, because they did a nice job on the bathrooms. Bathrooms and kitchens, if they're nice and clean, people feel good about purchasing that home, because nobody wants to buy a home or even look at a home where the bathroom is gross in any way, shape, or form.
No.
Whether it's little hairs left behind or mold in the shower or, whatever is left behind in a bathroom. That is a huge turnoff. So everything was spotless. But what really set it apart is I knew there's a few differentiators of that home that nobody else currently on the market was competing with. That's the double wide driveway. So when you have a single car garage, a lot of people have 2 cars. They don't want to shuffle the cars, especially in the winter. And they did a super job with the exposed aggregate to make it double wide. Makes it really easy for parking. But they did it in a way that the curb appeal was still really nice.
Yeah, a lot of people, they shortcut it.
That's right.
Yeah,
or they cheap out.
Yeah.
Then they finished the basement, and they did it in a way that it made it very usable space. And for a 2,000 square foot single detached home with a single car garage, your footprint in the basement is not that big. But they made a little, almost like a workshop office area. It's not a legal bedroom, but they had a bed set up in there and a closet. So that could be, a very usable space. Then they had a little den area, which they were using for their TV room, but could easily be an office or, a kid's play area or whatever. Then they had the rec room, which is great for additional seating. They used it as a large gym because everybody in the family pretty much uses it and works out. And then the 3-piece bathroom, which was done really well, nice tiling, glass shower. So it just showed super well. And that's the type of home that somebody can go into and not have to spend a cent.
Well, something just really important with finished basements, they generally don't add a ton of value, depending on how they're done.
You're going into one of my other topics for today.
We're just totally in sync today.
No, but you know what my topic was, just to interject right here, is what I think, and I want to get your opinion on it, what now, going into 2020, are items that you're spending money on in and around the house that people value more today than they might have 5 to 10 years ago. I think basements are one of them.
All right, well, let's talk about it, but not yet. So let's just skip forward because we do a good job marketing, advertising, all that
Stop pounding
stuff.
your chest, will you?
Tell everybody about the process from, first of all, we had one showing, and we got 10 grand over asking, right? A little bit more.
Yeah, not so sure you want to be talking about that, but
it's a firm deal.
Anyways, the process is that we knew we had a hot commodity. We knew that the seller wanted to create a buzz behind it, in the sense that they were hoping for multiple offers, and I was going to do my damnedest to make that happen. The buyer really wanted the house. They lost out on another home. The agent disclosed that to me, which she probably shouldn't have, that they lost out in multiple offers on another property. And, we kind of took advantage of that. And we said, if you want this home and you don't want to compete, we're fine selling it, even though we didn't set a date to review the offers. But we hadn't let anybody else through the house yet. We hadn't gone through any open houses. It was literally on the market for a few hours. So would somebody else have paid that or more? You never know. You never know what somebody's willing to pay. But this was, what we believe is a fair deal for both sides, because seller and buyer are both very, very happy. So it was a good job on our part by negotiating.
What are some of the mistakes that Realtor made, do you think?
Well, just disclosing facts without going into specific details, because I don't think that's respectful. You should never disclose anything about anything else except for that deal.
Right. And that gave you leverage to negotiate.
She disclosed buyer's intention, buyer's previous transaction or lack of transaction in that case, buyer's previous offers on other properties, what they were comparing against, how they compared, things like that. So just too much information, which led me to believe that they would be willing to pay more than And we were asking, and they needed to, because otherwise we wouldn't have entertained the concept of accepting an offer that quickly, probably. So
Maybe I'll beep out the address, because we did say the address.
yeah.
Yeah.
But well, you're asking me ridiculous questions.
No, I think they're very important questions. I'll bleep out the address because I don't want people to know the particular house. But I think it's really important questions because people need to know when they're hiring somebody how competent they
Sure.
are.
If you want the intimate details, just call me and I'll tell you exactly what happened.
Yeah.
But I'll respect the other realtor that was in the other party, because at the end of the day, that person did a good job and got.
You're just trying to
got
be
a happy
nice. You don't have
client out of
to sign and write another course.
No, I
They didn't do a very good job. Their client may think they did well, but they didn't.
Why? Their client's happy.
Their client's happy because they don't know any better.
Well,
If you went in there representing the buyer on the other end, like, don't kid yourself. You're just being overly nice.
I think it could have been any other agent. I would have handled it the same way. Whether or not the end result is the same, I don't know. But anyways, go on to your next topic.
You're afraid of.
No, I'm upset that you want to call somebody out on a poor job.
I'm not calling somebody out specifically.
Well,
We're not saying names. I'm going to bleep out the address. These are things people want to know. Why and what mistakes are agents making that affect their clients?
Well, I answered.
That's very important. I think everybody needs to know that. That's the purpose of this fucking podcast.
Yeah, but anyways.
No better option than talking about real life situations.
Well, the real life situation is keep your fucking mouth shut when you're presenting an offer with your buyer.
Exactly. Well, why don't we talk about your topic, Mr. Sensitive?
Why don't you choose your own listings? Oh, wait, you haven't had one in a while.
That's actually not true. And I've sold more than you this year, so you really want to talk, we can compete that way.
Have you?
Yes, I have.
Not by much, if you have.
If you want to get into it, I'd be happy to.
So my topic was, what can you do around the house now that adds value to your home, inside or outside the house, that 5 to 10 years ago wouldn't have added the same type of value? And I believe the basement is one of them. I believe in-ground pools are one of them. And we talked about actually in-ground pools. When was it? Not that long ago. Maybe because of your new listing coming up with an above-ground pool.
Pools, I still don't think I think they get people excited, but the money you're putting into it, it's an extremely high cost. Plus landscaping, you won't get that back. You can easily spend $100,000 on a pool and landscaping. You won't get that back. It might get.
That's not my point.
So what are you saying?
5 to 10 years ago, the percentage that you do get back would have been much less on an in-ground pool than what the percentage you're going to get back now.
Okay.
And I believe that's because the demand for something like having an in-ground pool in your backyard has increased tremendously. And I also believe the same thing for finished basements.
Well, what's changed over the last couple of decades is the affordability. And with that, a lot of people now are looking for multi-family, multi-generational type of homes that can accommodate parents and in-laws and stuff like that. So with regards to basements, that plays a big factor. Like if we're selling a house with a basement, finished or unfinished, that doesn't have completely separate access or can't easily accommodate it without doing a major reno or excavating and adding a back door and underground, whatever, that's a big factor. Because a lot of people now want to either rent it out just to make extra income, or they want family down there. So I think that's something nowadays wasn't as prevalent back then.
I think a lot of people don't want to deal with the hassle of finishing the basement. I think they want that move-in ready home more so than ever now. And the benefit of having those things in the home already means you don't have to pay for it out of your pocket. You're including it with your purchase, which means most of it, if you're putting 20% down, 80% of it is getting financed in your mortgage.
Right. So the big thing, though, is doing it properly. Because some people will finish...
For sure, we've talked about that before. You can have a poorly finished basement and it detracts from the value. But I'm talking about a home like our listing that we were speaking of earlier that you'll bleep out the address for.
Yes.
It was done well, nicely done.
What about nowadays home tech and stuff like that? And we've talked about that a lot, so I don't want to get into it too much, but home automation and things like that, people see the value in that, and not a lot of people are spending, or some people maybe can't justify spending money on some of those things. So if they're already there, it adds value and they get excited about it.
Things stay neutral too, like quartz countertops or granite countertops 5 to 10 years ago really has the same value in resale as it does today.
Yeah.
So my point is the things that change over time based on buyer needs or wants. The pool, I think, is a big one. I think you're not even giving it enough credit, and you don't think it adds a lot of value.
I do agree.
I think, there's so many people, especially younger families that have younger children, that they can't afford or don't want to afford a cottage.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
They can't afford as many vacations. Not only do they not want to maybe take the time off or whatever, and then you think about things like kids' birthday parties or just, getting the kids exercised and getting them tired so they go to sleep and sleep through the night kind of thing. You throw them in the pool for a few hours during the summer and you're golden, right? So I think that's becoming more and more sought after.
It is, and I have people all the time saying that they don't want to buy a cottage. It is too much work, and it's expensive, and the commute up there every weekend or wherever it happens to be. But instead, they want a backyard oasis, and that's their getaway. So
we are highly considering selling our cottage to purchase a home that either has an in-ground pool or the ability to add one at some point.
Yeah, because then you save yourself, you'd save yourself a shit ton of money and time.
It's different. That's the balance, though, is that, what am I going to do? I'm going to throw my fishing boat in my pool and throw some goldfish in there and,
It's not quite the same, but it's also a fraction of the price.
Yeah, I would debate on both sides of the equation. For me, it's not a cost factor. It's not the cost factor because whatever you're spending on the cottage, I guarantee you, and I've said this for the last couple of years, I think the biggest appreciation that we will see in properties in the province of Ontario is for lakefront properties, because the demand will still be there because the percentage of waterfront land is very, very small. So the population growth is still just going to eat up all of that property. And there are people with a lot of money in the province of Ontario that can afford it or that want to afford it. So I think the appreciation that we are going to see, especially if you're within a 3-hour driving radius from the GTA, is going to be astronomical over the next 10 years. So, you're going to make a huge appreciation on the property, which is going to offset your expenses, and you can still rent it out. Like I look at some of your family members that are doing the whole Airbnb thing and doing quite well with it. So you've got that aspect of it. But for me, it's sitting in the car and, if I'm going for a weekend or a couple of nights, it's a 6-hour, 7-hour drive, round trip. Which if I'm by myself, I actually get a lot of work done. I'm on the phone and I'm making calls and doing that. But if I'm with the kids, I'm listening to fucking Boss Baby or Toy Story 5 times over in the back seat there. And it's, not exactly the most pleasant drive. But with a pool home, you get home from the end of the day, you get yourself a mojito, you sit out back while the kids are splashing around.
Yeah, it's
You invite
nice.
their friends over. You get more social.
Well, the big thing for me that I see as nowhere near it yet, but as the kids get older, and I have friends where they've benefited from it.
If they're smoking weed, they're smoking in my backyard.
That's right. I want the kids. I want to be the cool parents, and I want.
You're definitely not the cool parent.
Oh, you underestimate me. I want the kids to come to our house, and that way you know where they're at. I think that's a nice feeling.
So now with marijuana being legal,
Yeah.
As your daughters turn to the age what's the age for
19, same as
Is it 19?
Yeah.
So once they're 19 and hopefully they're still living at home, would you be the kind of parent that lets them smoke in your backyard?
I don't know. I don't think it's a good thing.
Well, of course, it's not a good thing.
I wouldn't.
Alcohol isn't a good thing.
No, but in moderation, I suppose. I don't know. It's a good question. I don't know.
Better start thinking about it. She's almost 6.
Yeah. By then, it may not be legal anymore. Who knows? I don't know.
Anyway, that
I do agree with you. Yeah, the more we talk about it, I do agree. I don't know what that percentage is, though. Who knows? What is the percentage? I don't know.
I think it used to be probably like between 30 and 50%.
Well, and
whereas now I think it's more like 70, 80%.
Yeah. Well,
if it's done nicely.
Oh, there's a bunch of red cardinals bouncing around out there.
3 little birds.
And the other thing too is just pools have evolved, right? I'm guessing they're maybe more affordable, maybe not, and how they're manufactured and built. And
we talked about broadloom.
Yeah.
Remember was it in the last episode?
I think so.
There's an example of something. Well, I guess maybe 20 years ago would have added value to your house, right? New broadloom.
Yeah.
You say new carpets now, you're actually pulling down the value. So the evolution,
for people that want hardwood,
the evolution of valuation on things that you can do around the home and upgrade around the home is changing. Just like why I finished my garage floors. I think garage storage and a clean and tidy finished space in the garage is adding a whole lot more value in 2019, 2020 than it would have 5 to 10 years ago.
Well, also because there's not a whole, and especially with a house like yours with a finished basement, there's not a whole lot of storage space.
Right.
Right?
Oh, we have 2 good storage rooms down there, but let me tell you. Are they full? They are, yeah, but we're kind of hoarders.
Oh. Well, in general, most houses...
We just got a lot of stuff.
Most houses don't have a ton of storage. So
that's true.
And there's a lot of things...
Well, and the garage is a great place to store stuff.
Yeah, it's just wasted space otherwise.
Right.
Yeah, from hanging shit on the walls to little mezzanines up top, but you can store stuff, get it out of the way.
What do you keep in your mezzanine?
We have our big roof carrier that we put on the van. That's always up there.
The one that keeps throwing out your
one
limbs?
That tore my tendon. Yeah. And then I think the rest of it is predominantly holiday stuff.
Seasonal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Christmas, Halloween.
Beach stuff and toys. And stuff that we don't use often. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it saves a ton of room. Works well. And my tire racks are up over the garage.
How much stuff do you guys keep? Like, are you sentimental about things? Like with the kids?
Certain things.
Yeah.
But not really.
No. Just get rid of everything.
Yeah, like maybe the first hat they wore after being born or something. The first outfit they wore. But
probably a better question for Alicia because I don't think you have any clue.
I don't. But no, we don't keep a lot of stuff.
You're all ready for Christmas? Should I say
decorated.
The holiday season? Because
decorated.
I celebrate Hanukkah and Christmas.
You can say whatever, yeah. I'm doing my shopping.
Some people get upset when you say the holiday season or happy holidays. Wish me a Merry Christmas. It's Christmas time.
It doesn't bother me.
It doesn't
I get upset.
Nobody says to me, well, some people do that know that I'm Jewish and celebrate Hanukkah, but it doesn't offend me if somebody says Merry Christmas or, doesn't say Happy Hanukkah.
No, what bothers me is if you were to say Happy Hanukkah to me, right, because that's what you celebrate, it would bother me if I was in your shoes, if I got upset at you. Like, oh, I don't celebrate Hanukkah, don't wish me Happy Hanukkah. Right. Like everybody has their thing and you have to respect that.
Correct. So are you all ready for
I have to do my Christmas shopping.
Hanukkah?
Christmas shopping. No Hanukkah shopping for me. I have to do my Christmas shopping. I'm taking Monday off. I'm going to try and get
Never
most of
buy
it
me a
done.
Hanukkah present, you fucking cheap bastard.
How does Hanukkah work? You get a present a day, don't you, for a while?
Yeah, each family does their own thing. So what we're going to do this year is we put a limit, I think, of, what did we put for the kids? $100 for each of them for Hanukkah.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to get one present each day for 8 days.
$100 a day?
No, total.
Okay.
So
Okay.
like $12 a day on average.
Yeah, like
So I
fun
bought-
little toys.
Yeah, so I bought a couple of like $5 things that balanced out to like a couple of the $20 things, right? So I got 4 things each. Natalie got 4 things each, and they'll get one little thing every day for 8 days.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're doing the same thing for ourselves, just with a lesser budget, because we're still getting and giving Christmas gifts. But every night we light the candles and say the prayers for Hanukkah. And,
Has it started? When does that start?
No, I think it's on the. I don't remember actually. It overlaps with Christmas.
Okay.
I want to say 20th, 22nd. I should know this. I'm already prepared, so I already
You
bought.
give me a hard time for not knowing.
I already
things.
bought all my candles and all my gifts and all that stuff. So,
Do you do most of your shopping
the
online?
22nd, evening of the 22nd?
Do you do most of it online?
This year I've been balanced. What did I go to Square One for? I actually went to Square One to do some personal shopping. Natalie and I hadn't bought clothes for ourselves in a very long time. And I said, screw it. We're going to take a day each and go to Square One and just buy whatever the hell you want. I mean, within reason, right? So I watched the kids for a day a few weeks ago. Natalie went, did her shopping day. And then on a Saturday where I didn't have to work, I went over to Square One early in the morning and literally was there for 8 or 9 hours
Oh my god.
with a lunch break in between.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, got some pants, got some shirts.
Oh, for yourself.
Yes. So it was supposed to be a personal shopping day, like take a you day and just go shopping, which I did. But in that, you're walking around, the kids would really like this, or the wife would really like this kind of thing, right?
Yeah. Would you ever hire a personal shopper, like
I
someone
almost
to
did.
help you?
I
I've
almost
considered
did.
it, yeah.
I almost did. A stylist
Yes.
to help you personal shop, and it's not that expensive. And what I suggested.
Is it
to
through the
Natalie,
mall?
I don't know. Like Holt Renfrew, they consider their salespeople personal shoppers, which I think is bullshit. I'm talking about one that specializes in that, to take you around the mall.
Yeah.
And develop a style for you, talk to you, do a consultation. What do you like to do? How do you like to dress? Can you show me some examples, this and that? And so there are a lot out there, just not so many like in the West End. They're all in Toronto, which makes sense.
Sherwood has a program.
I didn't know that. I haven't been to Sherwood in years. Funny you should say that. Nat just took the kids to the Santa Claus story time thing that they have there. But anyways, so I wanted to hire one for her. She was kind of against it, which means that, would make me look like a jackass if I did it for myself. So I didn't. But I think
That would be my ringer.
could be our new Kate, and that must be Brad West.
It is Brad West. That's weird. I can't turn the volume off. There we go.
So I think if you spend money on a personal shopper, I don't know how much it is. I think maybe let's call it $500 for it.
So when I looked,
Session.
which was a few years ago, it was $400 for however many hours.
Yeah. So let's just say $500. I'm sure you could find a personal shopper that'll do a decent job for $500.
Yeah.
You'll probably save that $500 on the clothes you would have bought that you'll wear once or never. That'll just
Like
be in
those
your-
pants I'm trying to get rid of. Although I would have worn them if they weren't.
Did they fit
No,
Alan?
they didn't fit Al.
Why? What happened? Too big around the waist, or too short on the legs, or too long?
I don't know.
Well, if it was too long, I guess it.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Yeah. You'd be challenged to find somebody that's going to fit properly without having to make. Well, you can't make many modifications with them. But anyways, throw out your pants. You took it to stitch it. That's your problem.
Yeah. Anyways, I get what you're saying, though. They would help you buy things that are not going to waste. Because a lot of people probably buy clothes.
So have you started your Christmas shopping? That was my question. Are you done?
Like, I have a list, per se. But I have not purchased
written down
anything.
List or just in your head?
In my head.
All right. So you haven't done screw all yet?
No.
Okay, good. But you're taking Monday off?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, and I'm going to do most of it then. If not, a little bit online before. So, anyways, we'll see how it goes.
How much do you think the average family of four, we both have families of four, how much do you think the average family of four in the Peel-Halton region spends on gifts for their own family, like just the four, not extended family?
I get it. 4. I would say the average is probably $1,000.
That's it?
Yeah, I think so. If you're looking as a whole, as a complete average, I would say.
Oh, I guess for the four. Yeah, that would be actually, yeah.
Like,
and then how much more would you spend on extended family, friends, and all that? So
extended family, I don't agree. I don't know. I mean, I personally, what we've done with both of our extended families is, well, now we used to do Secret Santa with each side of the family, which was fun. It added that fun element to it. And we're all adults. We don't need gifts. Like, we can all buy our own stuff. And half the time, the stuff you get, you never use. So that was fun. And then after everyone had kids, we now just do kids. So it's just kids get presents.
Is Jen timing us?
Yeah.
Okay.
She already did the camera thing once. But I have the time here
So
from when
grandparents?
the audio started. No. Just kids.
Up to what age?
I haven't reached it yet. I don't know. At least 6. 5, sorry. Well, I would think kids, you probably do.
You see, we're still buying stuff for Natalie's nephews who are like now 19 years old. I'm like,
No, I would not do that.
what?
No, I would think the cutoff's probably around 16 or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, you're working, all right, you buy your own gifts.
Yeah.
Unless it's your
No,
kids.
now you buy gifts for me.
Right, yeah. Especially not your immediate family, personally.
Right.
To each their own.
Are you going to do any cooking yourself around Christmas?
I was hoping to have...
You guys are coming to our place, or are we going to your place? So next weekend we got a little
next
Kormendy Trott get together.
Well, you said you wanted to cook.
I wouldn't mind.
So then your house.
Okay, let me check it with.
I'm happy to contribute
boss.
something. I can cook too. Not as well as you, but...
Well, we can do a joint cooking venture.
All right, we should get matching
Maybe.
KT aprons.
I think people maybe on Instagram might want to see us cooking together.
All right, we'll do it.
Where are your skills in the kitchen?
Where are they?
Yeah.
Like, what's my specialty?
Like what do you feel confident and comfortable cooking?
Anything. I usually, if I can follow a recipe to a T. But I don't know. I like trying different things.
I'll give you access.
You can just using your mind, say, okay, well, I'm going to take those spices with this meat and make a fantastic dinner. I need some sort of guideline, some structure to it, and then I might alter it as I go. And after I've done it once or twice, I don't need the recipe anymore, and I can play around with it.
I think you would benefit by taking some of the master classes. Maybe I'll give you access to my master
I signed
class.
up for one, but I haven't used it.
Which one?
Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah, it's excellent.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I bought it a long time ago.
And once you're a member, you can actually upgrade to the full package for not that much more.
Oh my God. My ringer's not even on. I don't know why it's going. It's weird.
Or maybe it's just time to upgrade your 18-year-old iPhone.
Well, I did just save $2,200 per year on my car insurance.
Yep.
So that pays for a new phone.
Oh, did he just confirm he's getting himself a new phone?
No, I'm just giving you what it could pay for.
Yeah.
But that's a good note for people that shop around for car insurance. My goodness, I was paying, when I got my new car, my rates went up $1,000 a year for that car, which prompted me to shop around. And now not only is my insurance less on my new car than it was on my old car, between my two cars and our house, we're saving about $200 a month.
It's a lot of bread.
It's huge.
That's about $45,000 on a mortgage.
Yeah. Yeah. Time to move, maybe.
You're not going to move.
No, I won't. But maybe I'll treat myself to something.
Jen, you listen to pretty much every minute of all our podcasts. Have we ever told people why we call Adrian Nancy?
I think so.
Okay, maybe we'll save that for another podcast.
I don't mind. I could be known as Nancy.
Does Alicia still call you negative Nancy at home?
She did it once. That's when she realized why you guys call me Nancy.
Oh.
And a light bulb went off. I could see it in her eyes. She's like, oh my God, that's why they call you Nancy.
Got it.
Because I'm so negative. It's funny you say that because I'm not negative. I am very optimistic, very positive.
Maybe I just want to see who's listening to the end of this podcast, because the last podcast we had to give away quite a few $5 gift cards.
Yeah.
Because that was an
So
offer.
if you listen to this podcast, shoot me a DM or a comment and
No, don't shoot him. Shoot it to the team. Because everybody.
I don't want everybody to know that you know my nickname, Nancy.
Thanks for being here today, Nancy.